Hey everyone, it's What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi for January 20th, Inauguration Day. That's where I am at the Capitol. Everyone's left. I'm outside by myself, but I'm still doing the reporting. It's been a crazy week for me because, as some of you know, as we posted on our social media page, I was arrested this week for apparently kidnapping. I'm not sure. I thought I was just having a good time with some friends on Patreon playing Yahtzee, but Lucas, if you could pull up that picture, I was arrested. I like to use the term detained. Bam, 37 years old.
This isn't for all the haters. This is not photoshopped. That's his actual mugshot.
Dude, you're getting good. Who you did this, Brenton?
Yeah.
You're getting pretty good at it, dude. I woke up to this on, I think it was Tuesday, yesterday. And really, I was like, oh my, what? I'm like, what is this? What has he done? What happened? What did I do? And let me retweet this. And that's exactly, I mean, it looks, I thought for a second it might be me. You got a good job. You picked the right picture. Let's just say that. You picked the right picture to throw on. For those of you who are listening to this, check it out on our Instagram page. But yeah, it's just a Florida man who was arrested for kidnapping 27 people and forcing them to play Yahtzee for 36 hours straight. I don't know how you do that. I didn't read the article. I don't care. I say I don't know how you get 27 people to do anything. Anything. I don't even know how you would get 27 people to just quietly sit in a room. So, I mean, I'm sure there were guns or whatever weapons involved. I'm not sure, but
there would have had to be. How did 27 people not overtake one guy that's, he looks like a skinny meth head.
Charisma?
Yeah, I mean, he would have had.
Did you ever hear the power of
selling the Yahtzee?
Did you ever hear the power of charisma? Look, I mean, look, have you not followed any of these cult documentaries? You get someone in a room for an hour, next thing you know, you're picking at all their wounds, and before you know it, they're rubbing your feet and making you a sandwich 10 hours later, dude. I'm telling you, some people are charismatic. I'm not saying I don't know how this guy did it. I find it amazing. I don't think I have the charisma, but I can see how it can be done. That's my point. It can be done.
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I think actually this guy won and 27 people are sore losers, and now they're claiming they were kidnapped just because he ran the table and took all their money.
I mean, who knows? Sore losers out there. And if, by the way, speaking of I got people together. I got one of those pools together and bought some Powerball, and I didn't get what. Tell me the odds on this. I got $50 worth of for my family, like my sisters and brother and my mom. We all got together. $50 worth of tickets for Powerball yesterday. Right? I didn't get one number, not one correct. Now, I assume you have to do it in order. Like the first ball up is like 10, whatever. They go in, you have to have them in order. You can't just have those numbers. Mm-hmm. Literally not. I don't know. That's like 30 to 25 tickets where not one number matched up. That's got to be almost impossible to happen there. Almost impossible.
Did you handpick the numbers, or did you let the computer?
No, I let the computer do it. I always feel like
handpick those numbers.
Really? I don't want to sit there. Have you ever been to a place where you buy these tickets? They're not places you want to hang out, dude. Steve, I'm not the guy that's sitting in the corner.
I've never bought a lottery ticket. I don't do that shit.
Are you kidding me? You've never bought a lottery ticket?
Not one.
By the way, you're like my wife. I go, babe, I don't think we gotten one number right. She goes, okay. I go, I can't match them. I'm going to read you the numbers. Look at the ticket. And she didn't know. She goes, how do I read this? What are all these? I go, what? I mean, I'm not a lottery fool. I'm not, but when the thing gets to $500 million, you gotta throw a little bit in, right? So you've never done that before?
No, you're just paying taxes. You're just paying taxes for not getting anything out of it. It's a waste of money. I pay enough in taxes. I'm not buying lottery tickets. It's a pipe dream. And then let's say in a world where I do get all the numbers right and I win $850 million, what the fuck am I going to do with that money? I like my life. You would literally just be giving up all motivation to do anything ever again.
Bro, that's first of all, I have so many
It's
holes with what you just said.
not the
I have
dream.
so many problems.
I like
First of
work.
all you do is build pipe dreams, okay? And we'll get to your pipe dreams in a minute, okay? Number one. Number two, you've lived comfortably on the $1 million that you won, and you don't seem to complain, and you're fine about that. But everybody, the people I'm sure came hollering and asking you for a little handout here and there, okay? I'm sure you could do a little bit more with $850 million, number two. And number three, I don't even remember what the third thing that you said annoyed me, but it was right before I cut off. But I'm telling you, everything you said just fucking annoyed me. Everything you said that you don't buy into into huge amounts of money for a little bit, more taxes. Go fuck yourself. You buy a stamp, right? You buy a stamp.
I have to. But I'm not in my 40s. We don't mail letters anymore. Everything's done online, Steve.
Okay, listen to me.
All my bills online.
Okay. All right. Great. Don't buy lottery tickets. Don't win. But if I do,
look, I'll save some winning for the rest of you guys. Because what's going to happen is I'll walk into a 7-Eleven, I'll buy one lottery ticket, I'll hit it, and everyone will hate me even more.
I remember what the third thing you said was. You're like, you're going to become complacent. Bro, I'm already there. Okay. I'm already there. What are you telling me that you think $850 million is going to cause a problem? No, it's going to solve many, 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 many problems. Many. What? By the way,
to me though,
what would be the first thing you would do today with 850? Let's just whatever after taxes. You're walking away with 300 cash.
Well,
300 million. What are you going to do?
What I'm working on right now is I'm trying to get a nice house. Not a huge house, just a nice house with a little yard, so Rogue can go out in the back and run around. That's the goal right now.
Okay, so today you would go buy a nice house that Rogue can run around in the backyard.
Yes.
Okay, that's probably the worst answer you could have come up with. Lucas, do you have any thoughts on what you would do with? I don't know.
Told you right before the show, he's going to the Chiefs-Bills game, and then he's going to the Super Bowl, and he's buying out the stadium.
I mean, think about it. You're going. Look, if you cashed in $300 million today, you are going to the Chiefs and Bills game on Sunday, I assume, and then I assume you would be going to then Super Bowl if they went on to the Super Bowl, correct?
Well, Steve, I might go to the game even though I'm poor on Sunday, and my cardboard cutout is going to the Super Bowl.
Regardless.
Yeah.
So you're like, with $400 million, I'm going to be like Marlins man. You know that guy that would the guy that was behind every single fucking major event? I mean, that is a long-term goal. That is an unbelievable goal to have. That guy doesn't even have 400 million. I don't think he has 400 million. I know he's wealthy, but I mean, I would immediately go to New Zealand. I don't know if you heard New Zealand today, declared itself 100% COVID free.
Yeah, but you'd be the new patient zero. You'd just be walking it back into the country.
Dude, you are exactly like my wife.
Germs.
They're like, she would never let us. I go, we get
germs over there.
We all get tested.
They don't want us.
We come. I don't care what they want. They want money. Everyone likes a little bit of money, right? So whatever fucking pesos they have over in New Zealand, ostrich clippings or fucking, sheep fucking nickels, whatever the fuck it's going on there, they'll get plenty kickbacks. They just have to let me and my family into fucking New Zealand. I don't want to walk around with a mask anymore. I want this thing to be over. I just want to have a little bit of freedom. That's all. That's all I want. And I think I could get that with $400 million.
You definitely could.
So that's, but I didn't win. So the next thing's on Friday. I will buy tickets again on Friday.
Do you do the power play option, Steve?
Excuse me?
The power play. It's an extra $1 per ticket. I didn't know about it, but I bought my first lottery tickets a couple weeks ago. And the second gas station I went to, the cashier is like, "Do you want a power play?" I'm like, "What the hell does that mean?" She's like, "For an extra $1, it increases your chances."
Really? I think I did that because I bought 50 tickets and I got 25.
Scam. You guys are getting scammed.
What are you talking about? What good is winning if you don't do the power play, Brenton? Hello? Hello, let me tell you about this, okay? This is a story I heard secondhand.
You want avocado on your lottery tickets? It's an extra $1. We'll put guac on top.
This is a story I heard secondhand, okay?
fucking thing ever.
In no way, shape, or form do I condone what happened in the story, and it gets a little dark at the end, but you'll understand the point, okay? A friend of mine lives in Las Vegas, and he was at a slot machine, and he was playing, and there was a couple drunk next to them, and they were playing the Wheel of Fortune, and the guy was playing progressive, right? The max spin, max spin, max spin. And, they were loud, and they were making a lot of noise, and, so my friend was sort of clocking them a little bit. And then the guy turns to his girlfriend and goes, I got to go take a piss. Just keep hitting max fucking thing, right? Max thing, right? He goes to the bathroom. She's hitting the buttons, right? All of a sudden, the bells and the fucking whistles and everything goes off, right? And this girl gets the fucking jackpot, right? This drunken girl. My friend's like, holy shit. And as he's looking, he realizes she only hit single player thing. And so instead of winning $3.6 million, they won like $1,250. And the guy came back from the bathroom, right? And is seeing the bells and the whistles. And immediately is like, holy shit, goes over and realizes what happened, right? And dude, not cool at all. But he physically assaulted her in the middle of the fucking in the casino. Not cool. Very probably out of character for who he is. Not in no way, shape, or form do we or the podcast. I wish Emma was here right now to kind of say this was fine, but she's not. She's okay. So what I'm saying is, yes, I see how not playing the progressive will cost you in the long run, Brendan. Don't you understand what I'm talking about here? You've got to play the Powerball progressive thing, whatever it is. And that's what I did.
I hear you, but they've literally figured out a way to get you to spend more on the same thing that you were already buying. And you guys are just eating it up.
Yeah. Well, it's the same difference between doing a $20
Can I say this?
DraftKings.
I was in Vegas once, and the first and only time I've ever played a slot machine, I ended up hitting a jackpot playing the max bet, and I won $2,400, just under the $2,500 where you had to fill out a form and pay taxes. And I walked over to the window, I took my cash, all in hundreds, and went about my day.
That was it. I wish you got beat up like that lady did. I wish someone beat you for your money, and you were like, I learned that day not to walk back to the cashier empty without any security around me. Look, dude, congratulations.
So what you're saying is I should buy a lottery ticket because it seems like I have a lot of.
You do whatever you want. I say don't buy it. The odds go up if you don't buy it. But part of me wants your money when I win. So
if I was to win $850 million, you would be millionaires. I wouldn't keep it all for myself. I'm not a greedy man.
Okay, cool.
You think I'm a greedy man?
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are at all. You're a kind king.
Showered you with gifts. And
you have been very generous with your.
What do you want? You want the kids through college? They're through college, Steve. It's all taken care of. You don't have to stress about that.
Thank you. Why don't
you want to sit in the back row when you're going to your gigs? Private jet. There you go.
All I ask. Here's what I ask, and it's
not comic taking private jets to the Funny Bone in Iowa.
I would appreciate it as long as you would spend as much time and consideration on picking your bets on my bookie every week for our friend Lucas as you do with these fucking, again, pipe dreams that you like to say about what's going to happen in the lottery, dude. Can I just say something right now? And again, I was about to say congratulations on your big win, okay? This is a big moment for you guys. I truly, in the bottom of my heart, am happy for the both of you. I know how long you've all waited as a Mafia Nation, and I know I've been ripping you for the last couple of years doing this podcast about, again, what I thought was a pipe dream. But you are much closer now than I thought you would get. So congratulations. But can we just say one thing? I was basically one injury away from calling the entire fucking weekend. Am I right about that, or am I wrong about that? I'm right about that, right?
What injury? What are
you Lamar Jackson getting hurt. Lamar Jackson, right? What?
I'm sorry, what?
Lamar Jackson having to be out probably changes the trajectory of that game or the competitiveness of that game, perhaps? No. Okay. All right. So let's just put that game aside for a second. The second game pretty much called on, right? My pick was correct.
Second game was, well, the Bills and the Ravens were the second game. The Rams, Green Bay were the first game.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about the order that we saw them in. Okay.
Yeah. The Rams Green Bay was the first
Rams.
game.
Okay. Whatever it was. I don't remember. It's a couple days ago. Rams, Green Bay called that one, right? I mean, hello? Did we not?
So you're going to start by making the argument that one injury was the reason that your pick went south.
Rams, Green Bay.
That's how you start the argument. When I can counter by saying all week they said Aaron Donald's healthy, and then he doesn't play the entire game. If Aaron Donald plays and he's not on a snap count, that Green Bay game goes.
I'm giving you the Joe Kelly, the wah. You think they're gonna?
Yeah,
I don't listen to who is going to play, who's not going to play.
Your argument
You've got to have
it's because one guy
gut
was
feeling.
hurt when the game that then you go into was heavily influenced by one guy being hurt.
Aaron Donald was not himself. Okay, he also had a 15-yard penalty. That was a mistake, a mental mistake. Had nothing to do with him getting hurt.
Best non-quarterback player in football.
Great. Number two,
if you're picking
Aaron
guys,
Rodgers.
you pick 7 quarterbacks, and then you would take him if you're building a franchise.
Aaron Rodgers handled the Green Bay the Rams defense handily. Okay, they couldn't stop Devonta Adams. They couldn't stop. Okay. It was taken care of exactly the way I said it was going to happen. Then we had the Bills game where Lamar Jackson got hurt, but I do think the Bills would have been competitive. I do think they would have, but I would have liked to have seen my best player against your best player at the end of the game. That's my only thought on that. If you want to come back, okay, what? Go ahead, Lucas. Go ahead.
I'm not sure. I think the Ravens' backup was playing better than Lamar.
He honestly was.
He was playing well, but they have the right backup. It's not like they had to completely switch their scheme. They can continue with the run pass option. So because they have a mobile quarterback, it's not like they have Flacco in there now and they got to start throwing the ball down the field, which may have worked out. But what I'm saying is, it didn't look much different because but the results were much different. He couldn't throw the ball as well as Lamar Jackson throws the ball. He didn't have the timing with the receivers as well. And that's in the 2-minute offense.
He didn't have the timing, but he looked much better throwing the ball.
But in the fourth quarter, which was essentially a 2-minute offense for the Ravens because they were behind by so much, you need to move the ball and score quickly. And that requires timing with your receivers, which this guy did. The backup, I don't even remember his name. Hunter, what was his name? Something like Huntley. Yeah. He wasn't quite there. He looked good at times on his feet when he ran, but the timing wasn't there. He couldn't complete critical third down. So again, I would have liked to have seen Lamar Jackson just be healthy. You just want guys being healthy, the best teams out there. That's my only thought. I think it would have been more competitive. I would have liked to have seen it. But again, what I said, you can't predict these things because you don't know who's going to get hurt. You don't know who's actually hurt. These guys are going to lie. They're not going to tell you who's, that Aaron Donald's not going to play every single snap. You'd be a fool if you were McVay to say like, this guy's really, really hurt and it's going to be a struggle for him to get out there this week.
Well, he's a fucking liar and he's dead to me.
Well, again, he thought he was doing what he thought was the best for his team. And it's, it was what it was. But then you go on a Sunday, okay, and essentially called both of those games almost exactly the way they occurred, right?
Yeah.
You got the Chiefs. Again, minus Mahomes at the end, but a close game with the Browns, a game that I knew was not going to be 10 points. And I don't even think with Patrick Mahomes in there, it still would have been within 10 points because the Browns weren't exactly going away. The Chiefs let them hang around that game almost to their own detriment because when their best player got hurt, they almost fucking blew it at the end. Henke, what's the guy's name? Henke? Heineke.
But you're talking about Henny.
The backup. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Holy shit. That last play with the first down, running for that first down.
Yeah, diving head first.
But
then they go for it on fourth down. That was ballsy.
That's
classic Andy Reid playoff football.
And you practice that. I'm sure you practice that. I'm sure you even practice to the point where you go, hey, act nonchalant. Like we're really trying to draw them off sides, but we're going to fucking run this thing. I'm sure every team's got to play that. If our child was on a 1 yard over there and we had to go get them and we had to get that 1 yard. This is the play we're going to run. That's probably what you call up for such, a situation like that. Tyreek Hill's not going to drop the ball, and you got a guy who can fucking just sling it in there. So get it over to him and let him run for 1 yard and then win the game. I thought the better team won. I think the Browns showed that they're not a joke. That it wasn't a Cinderella story, that they're a legitimate fucking contender in the AFC. And, going forward next year, I'd rather be a Browns fan than a fucking Steelers fan with what you got,
So the Browns have the 7th most cap space. If they shore up that secondary, they're going to be a playoff team again, and they're going to go deep. And they'll get Odell Beckham Jr. back. I mean, imagine if they use some of that cap space and they go pick up Allen Robinson. And you give a guy like Allen Robinson, who's never had a good quarterback, you give him a decent quarterback across from Odell Beckham. I mean, that's a Super Bowl team with the best running game, the best running back, the best O-line. Get a couple of guys in the draft for that defense, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and then the defensive line's pretty good as it is. They have a lot of really good pieces in play there. You just have to hope Baker Mayfield continues to grow and as a quarterback and doesn't regress. I thought they were competitive, and I'm happy that they were in the game. People thought they were going to get fucking blown out. I mean, even the Steelers were Juju Smith was like, enjoy one more week of football. And it was one more week of football, but it was a good game and they were competitive. So, and then the last game was exactly what I thought it was going to be, except I didn't think Drew Brees was going to be as bad as he was. I think Drew Brees looked like you thought Tom Brady was going to look, and the results were what they were. That
was, I picked the game incorrectly, and I take responsibility for that. But
you picked all the games incorrectly. Can we just make sure that which one you picked the Bills game correctly?
And Steve,
and all the other picks.
I took a couple of prop bets. I got 3 correct. And if you look at your ticket, you also had 3 correct. So, you're hitting a better average than me, but we got the same results.
Yeah. Okay. Right. We do have the same results.
Same results.
But again, I think I'm the Browns and you're the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Going towards the championship week and then the Super Bowl. Because, look, I'm going to have to take some prop bets this week to keep things interesting for Lucas. And I've looked at a couple, but, and the Super Bowl, the same thing. But for the most part, you got to fucking figure out who's going to win the game. And you have a problem, my friend.
I do.
You've got a big problem.
Yes.
Because you've got your heart well invested in this thing. And you almost have to stay away from one game completely.
Yes.
So, it's up to you however you want to roll. We'll get to that in a minute. I
have plenty to break down for that as to why I get to pick with my heart and my brain at the same time.
Okay, fine. But let's stay with the Bucks and the Saints. I assume it was what's his homeboy's last game. And you don't want to go out on a 4 interception game like that. But it just it proves that Tom Brady's got he's got his offense moving in the right direction. The defense was handed a lot of gifts, but they played well. They
reverse that. The defense played well and handed the offense a lot of gifts. Tom Brady didn't have to do much when you're getting interceptions and you start 3 drives in the opponent's territory.
I agree. He was given a lot of but he did have the offense moving and the defense. You don't expect.
The defense played great. And
the defense did play great, but you don't expect Drew Brees to throw 4 picks.
Didn't use his big guys. He didn't use Kamara. He didn't use Thomas. He didn't use Cook. And look what happens. The more talented team, once again, is out of the playoffs.
Well, again, what we don't know will bite us later.
Had no catches.
Michael Thomas was also injured. He has got a fucking basically a destroyed knee. And the only reason he played is because it's probably Drew Brees' last game.
Yeah.
And he wanted to try to, win a championship with him or at least be there when it happened. So, you were bit again. Okay. You're going too deep. You've got to stay a little more surface level. All right. Relax. You're losing oxygen down where you are trying to figure shit out. So just come up for a little bit of air, buddy. You'll be okay. No, I thought Tom Brady looked good. I thought the offense looked good. Ronald Jones is going to be a little healthier this week. So I think the run game will be a little bit more improved. But look, I don't see Well, I mean, we can get to it. I don't see Aaron Rodgers throwing any. I mean, he threw 2 picks and a pick 6 when they played the first time this season, which I don't see him doing again. And I don't see him throwing anything like, I don't see him handing him any gifts over to the defense this week. So it's going to be, you're going to have to win this game, Tom Brady. And, I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to, but I think it's going to be close. What were your takeaways from the Saints and the Bucks?
The Bucks defense, you can still beat them through the air. So that's why I think Rodgers will play better this time around. Looking at the injury reports, the Bucks could be without their linebacker. They could be without Antonio Brown. So that limits Brady's options a little bit, although Johnson looked good stepping in for him. So, I think this is a game. It's going to be played outside at Lambeau Field in the snow, and Aaron Rodgers gets a chance to go to the Super Bowl in a year when everyone told him you're not going to the Super Bowl. I think this is his redemption game against the Bucks, and Devontae Adams is going to go off again.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to stop him because as good as that defense was, like, they're still going to stop the run, but they're not going to stop Devontae Adams. Him and Aaron Rodgers are on another level, and they're getting beat. They're getting beat by Traquan Smith. So
yeah,
this is a big time Packers game.
They looked in sync on Saturday. Was it Saturday or Sunday they played? I don't remember, but whatever day they looked really good. Aaron Rodgers looked like, again, like he is on a mission. That was
against Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Bucks. They got talented players, but they don't have Jalen Ramsey.
No, and yeah, I mean, he got beat on the one where Devontae Adams came across, stopped, came back across, and there was supposed to be a handoff, and he was there. It's like mistakes like that, just tiny little things. Those guys, the timing that they have is, you can't replicate it. It's going to be really hard to beat. So, I think I'm pretty much, I agree. I think the Bucks are close. I like the over in that game, and I like the Packers to win that game by at least.
We're on the same ticket.
Yeah.
It's exactly.
I think it's going to be a 30-something, 20, high 20-something game.
According to Facebook, I think Lucas wants the under on that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, being in the Midwest right now, I saw snow forecasted for the Chiefs, and
Snow doesn't matter. It's wind.
Wind, I know.
Wind fucks up games, as you saw in Buffalo. Snow does not. Snow actually helps the offense because the offense knows where they're running. Like the wide receiver knows where he's running on the field. The quarterback knows where he's throwing the ball. Defense doesn't know, so they slip trying to cut. So snow actually helps the offense. It's when you get winds that are like in the 17 to 20 mile or 15, if it's swirling, that's when it starts fucking up the timing and the throws and knocks down the football. So snow, if it's snowing, definitely take the over as long as there's no wind.
Yeah. And if it's windy, who do you think that's going to help? The guy with the really good, probably the best arm in the history of the game, or the guy who's holding on?
Struggled. Struggled throwing over.
But he did throw. I mean, look. I know it was hard, but he looked infinitely better than Drew Brees last week. Even just, the way the ball came out of his hand, it came out sharper, faster, harder. So I don't know if that's a timing thing, a confidence thing, maybe a strength and just, getting more in shape kind of thing. I'm not sure. I'm not that Tom Brady's not in shape, but it doesn't look like he's trending up as far as his arm strength looks right now, but remember the end of Peyton Manning, I remember being at those last 2 games. I was in the one in Denver at the AFC Championship, and the ball coming out of his hand, it looked like any one of us could catch it in the stands. It was so high and like wobbly. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God their defense was great and they won, but the same thing, like they were hanging on with his arm strength towards the end. I don't feel the same way with Tom Brady. I think like a lot of these guys are like, he can still fucking whip the ball in here when he, as long as he knows where we're going and he trusts us. So, I think they stay competitive. It's a 33-28 game, something in that world along there. So, yeah, I don't think the snow is going to be an issue. But the wind again, like you don't see Justin Tucker miss a field goal, never mind 2. So, the wind last week will fuck around.
Right now we've got it at 3.5, Packers at home, and a 51 over under. So
Okay.
you'd be well over 33-28.
Yeah. So I like both of those. And then if you want to jump on to the Bills and the Chiefs, feel free. Let's do it because.
Okay. Well,
You know-
going back, looking back at that first game, it was 26-17, Kansas City. But, and this is a big but, we were without Tre'Davious White. We were without Levi Wallace. And I believe Milano, our linebacker, was also out. So we're missing two guys in the secondary and our best linebacker.
Mhm.
And Dawson Knox.
So there's our tight end. Now on Kansas City's side, Mahomes threw for 2 touchdowns, 21-26, 225. They killed us on the ground. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who did practice in full today, had 26 carries for 161 yards. And the Bills have struggled to stop the tight end. Kelsey had 2 touchdowns. So with those guys healthy, I think they slow down. If it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire, if it's Darrell Williams, they slow them down a little bit. They're still going to run on the Bills. They're still going to score points. You can't really slow Travis Kelsey. You just try to limit him as much as you can. He's still probably going to score a touchdown and have 100 yards. But Mahomes had his injury. People are talking about the concussion. He's in concussion protocol. He's definitely going to play. But what no one's really talking about is that the guy has turf toe. And you saw it before he went out of the game. He was limping on the field. The next day, I'm sure his toe swelled up. If you can't plant your foot, you're going to start missing throws. You're not going to be able to run. You're not going to be as mobile. He's a mobile quarterback that won't be able to run. I think the Bills have a shot with their offense. If they can play better, they have a shot to go touchdown for touchdown and have a defense that is much better than Kansas City's, especially in the last few months. They can get a turnover or two. They can get to Mahomes because he's not as quick or he's underthrowing the ball, and we can take this game. We can go to the Super Bowl.
Again, I want to express my love for both of you.
You're going to take Kansas City after all that research? Are you out of your fucking mind?
That's not the way you treat people that just told you that they loved you. You know that, right? I met your parents. They're kind people. They taught you kindness and compassion.
But if they heard you bad talking the Bills, my dad would come down there.
I didn't say
he'd
a single word yet.
Talking.
All you did was cut me off and verbally abuse me like that man in the casino. Okay? Don't slap me around on my podcast, okay, please?
Go ahead.
What I'm saying to you is that I love you, and I know how hard it is to pick a game that you have so much. I mean, you don't give a fuck if you win money this week. You don't care if you win everything you said was right. You don't care. You just want the fucking Bills to win. That's all you give a shit about. And I get that. I have blind spots too. I get that. And when you have that much love and passion for something, you look at it with, a lot of clarity, and you see what you want to see, though. You see those things very clear. You see what I want to see. These are the reasons I think because of this, and this, we can win this. These guys weren't here. So this, we can equal out that. But what you don't bring into consideration is the fact that you're playing the Super Bowl champs. Okay. You're playing the team that last year in the AFC Championship went down at home. I think, what was it? They were down by 2 touchdowns, something like that. Correct me if 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And what they didn't do was panic. And what they didn't do was, quit. And they came back and they won the game. So what I'm trying to say is, okay, I'm not worried if the Bills go up 14-0 because I think that Patrick Mahomes will stay in the pocket, will keep the team spirits up. And again, it goes down to almost my exact logic for last week. And I think that this week is probably going to be the week it manifests itself. You got 2 really good teams. You got one guy who is just better than everybody else on the field. And if he's on the field, okay, he's going to will that team. It's going to be close at the end. and he's going to win the game. Okay. The same reason, hold on, let me
really?
finish. The same reason that when you have a LeBron James on a team, okay, and they are in a Eastern Conference, Western Conference championship, and maybe on paper they are not as good, or maybe they could see weaknesses, but you just go, that guy is going to will the team to win. I don't know what that accounts for as far as numbers are concerned, but what I do know is that they're going to win the game because of him. Now, again, I'm not saying that to be mean. That is what I feel inside. The best player on the team, as long as he is healthy and can play, is going to will his team to win. Now, that being said, I do think the Chiefs win. I don't know if they cover. I think it's a 3-point spread. Am I wrong?
Yeah, 3-point spread.
I don't even want to touch it. I just think the Chiefs win. Now, here's where I hope. Now, I'll give you here's where I hope I can be wrong. Okay. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think Josh Allen could have a fucking monster of a game where he says, a game where you're like, holy shit. Like, I'm trying to think of like a game where you have like LeBron James, but then so-and-so on another team scores like 65 points. And he goes, I may not be the best player on the planet. We all know that guy is, but today I played better than everybody else. Again, I goes against my first argument why I think the Chiefs are going to win, but I do think that Josh Allen is talented enough to do that, accomplish that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Okay. That being said, you guys will be my fucking number one AFC contenders next year. 100%. I don't know. That's not a Band-Aid on it.
Especially since DeBoll is staying put because the Chargers don't ever want to win.
I don't know. I mean, we can get to that in a minute, but let me just also, I want to take the over on that game too.
Okay. That's 53.5. Do you want to buy a hook?
No, I don't want to buy a hook. I just want to take the over. Okay. So don't try to fucking entrap me into something here.
You got those 4 picks. That's going to net for $25. That'll net Lucas $261.60.
You know what? We'll take it.
I don't want that money.
I know you don't want it. I know you don't want
It's dirty money.
It's dirty money.
And I'm burning my money right now because that's not going to happen. All those nice things that you were saying about Mahomes, you should be saying them about Josh Allen, the MVP of the season.
Not the
Josh
MVP.
Motherfucking Allen. And
you still have to play the 2 guys that will beat Josh Allen in the MVP race. If you win, you'll have to beat him, and you'll have to beat the other guy who's going to win the MVP.
Yes, we will. And we're going to get
there. You know that?
But let me say this.
Okay.
So again, we had those guys out on defense. I also forgot to mention the weighted DVOA of how the measures how the defenses were playing for the last part of the season. The Bills were ranked 12th. They improved to 8th by the end of the year, going into the postseason. And you've seen what their defense has done against 2 pretty good offenses. Shut them down. The Chiefs, at the end of the year, going into the postseason, went from 22nd to 24th. They've gotten worse. This is Josh Allen's time to step up and bring a championship to a city that has loved him, embraced him. They're changing all the street signs. Anything with Allen or Teron Johnson has a street named after him now after that interception.
Dude, you guys changed
the old historic Allen neighborhood is now Allentown. Allentown.
I understand. And what did I say last week, Brenton? What did I say? I told you to have a statue. You're going.
There are almost 1.5 million donations for the Patricia Allen wing at the Children's Hospital. This guy has a chip on his shoulder. He doesn't give a fuck about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
And Mahomes is hurt.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the Packers minus 3.5. I'm also going with the over.
Yep.
I'm taking the Bills plus 3. And I'm going to go with the under because I don't know what condition he's going to be in. I don't know how they're going to move the ball, but if they are going to move the ball against Buffalo, they're going to have to run the ball. That's going to take time off the clock. 53.5 is too much. So my $25 is going to net Lucas $300.70.
Yeah, we're very similar, buddy. We just
it'll push the Bills onto the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I understand that's the money that you want to win. And that's the money that would make more sense for all. And again, I hope that you do win that. But the reasons that you won't, I clearly laid out, and our listeners will understand that which makes more sense. And the results are the results. When I'm right, I'm right. And I was like this week, I was 3 out of 4.
So again, to
and
the
one
listeners,
injury away from being perfect. So
if you want to listen to Joe Buck's mouthpiece over here talking about the greatest of all time already in his 3rd season, go ahead and put your money on the Chiefs. Or
so what's the game plan to stop Mahomes then? Okay, let's say you have a healthy Mahomes because you don't
have a healthy Mahomes. That's what I'm saying.
All
you
right.
have maybe an 85% Mahomes who's going to have a steel plate in his shoe and going to have to get shot up with painkillers. Maybe they puncture his lung right before the game.
Oh my God, Brenton!
What if that happens?
Biddlecombe, is this the person that your parents raised?
I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm not a doctor. I'm saying it's happened. What if it happens again?
Dude, Bill's Mafia knows no boundaries.
He's going to have to get pain injections for that toe. I don't care about the concussion. It's probably not even a concussion.
You know what this calls for?
But his toe.
This calls
his
for an
toe
old
is the size
fashioned.
of your head right now.
There's only one way to settle this. Okay. If I lose and the Bills win, I will go through a table before the Super Bowl. I will go through a table. My back feels healthy enough.
You already owe us a table.
I'll do it.
So now here's what happens. Because you already owe us a table. Now you got to take it to the extreme level of Bill's Mafia, and you got to set that table on fire while you go through.
Are you out of your first of all, you can't have an open flame in California. Are you nuts? You think I want to get arrested? You think I want to get arrested?
Do it on your driveway. Do it on concrete.
You can't have an open flame out. They'll go crazy.
Chug a bottle of the wine. You're not going to feel anything, and go right through it on the pavement.
I did. We got our lemon tree just came out full bloom. So I'm going to make some limoncello when I get back I'm going to be in St. Louis this weekend, by the way. Anyone that's in St. Louis in the area, I think it's outskirts, just in the suburbs. Helium Comedy Club, 1 show Thursday, 1 Friday, 2 on Saturday, and then I'm out the door. Sorry, no meet and greets, but we'll have a good time while I'm on stage. And looking forward to hanging with you. But I'm going to make limoncello when I get back.
I lose you guys.
Was it me?
Okay.
Yeah, just for a second.
That's okay. It was just all your tour dates and your career and all that stuff.
Oh, so fuck. I'm in St. Louis. I'm in St. Louis this weekend. Whatever. 1 show Thursday, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday.
Why are there only 3 people here? I talked about it on the podcast.
Everybody, I know. By the way, did you guys? My backdrop is the Capitol again.
Yeah,
this
I was
week.
Gonna say I'm impressed you don't have your mittens on. It was chilly there. You're the only guy without mittens.
Have you been watching this? I don't know. For some reason, I couldn't sleep last night, so I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning, up watching this thing, and I'm glad it all went off without a hitch. But you know what? Already, you know what I'm happy about? I was bored during Biden's speech. I was like, I'm like, what is he talking? And I was like, oh, it already feels better. Like just to be bored of it, like. It's not like wait, what did he just say? That fucking Mexicans are the worst? Did he just say that what? I didn't hear, whatever it was. Like it was boring. So I was like, oh, thank God. Then this band, you say like the big marching bands and all that shit, that's all fine. But like they have the one band of the people that still dress up like we just won the 17th, the civil, like the Revolutionary War. Why is that? Why is that? Like, talk about waste of federal money. Why are we still pumping money into dudes dressing up in? Can those guys, are they part of like the army as well, or they just battle?
I believe that's the Army's official band.
No, dude. There's the band, the marching corps band, and then there was a group of dudes that just dressed up. Yeah. No, where are they? They dressed up like it was like Civil War, like the Civil War band or whatever it was. Like they were like dressed like the red coats are coming, like that kind of fucking garb. It just looked really ridiculous. They were playing like flutes and shit like that. I was just like, this is a way, like I get the band, like the regular band, but like we don't need the throwback band too. Like it's enough. But yeah, I was already bored, back to normal, boring shit. I was like, thank God. But the one thing I do know that Trump left a note. I know he didn't show up, but he did leave a note. And I have never wanted to read anything more in my life. I really, really hope we get we get to see what this note says, because it's going to be one of a couple things. It's going to either be like a really nice note signed by him that he didn't write, but he signed it anyway and put, or it's going to be a note that's like, you could tell he wrote and it's kind of all over the place and it doesn't really like congratulate him or anything. Or it's going to be like, hey, I won that fucking thing and I'm coming, like, watch your back, bitch. Like, you're fucked because I'm coming for you. Like, sign DJT or whatever like that. Like, I want to, what do you think could possibly be? Because first of all, I didn't think he was going to write a note. I thought he was going straight Irish goodbye, out the fucking door. No one's around. No one. Mar-a-Lago, here I come. Get the cocktails ready. I did not think he was going to write a note. And when I saw this morning that he wrote a note, I was like, fuck, please. When will we get to see this note? We've got to. And don't be a cunt, Biden. Do not cunt around and be like, I'm not going to show you. It's between me and him. Especially if it's like there are words misspelled and shit. Like there are probably like grammatical errors and things like that. Like, you've seen his tweets and stuff. It can get gnarly. So I truly hope, do something for America, Biden, and release this so that we can all see it, especially if it's bad. Because then, like, we can start, like, laughing again. It would be great. He could become a joke again, which would be awesome, right?
What would you like the government to do first? Let you know who killed JFK, or let you read that letter?
Ooh, boy. Okay. Can I ask one step? I have to have one. It's got to be good. If you read the letter and you were like, oh, you got to want to read this. Like, if it's just like, if some lackey wrote it and he's like, sign my name. All right.
Water pressure in the Lincoln bedroom's not that great.
Fuck. I don't know. I want to see this letter, dude. But I also want to know if Kennedy was real. I think it was a one-person job. I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm really not. Are you?
Not typically, but I think there's something to the story of the CIA working with the mob to have him hit.
Really? All right.
And they used a setup guy that was easy to manipulate.
Just trying to get on tinfoil hat. I like it. I like the style. By the way, we didn't talk about this last week. Did you guys watch the Tiger doc?
No.
You didn't?
We've been watching, first Cassie had us go through Bridgerton.
Oh, Tracy watched that too.
And right now we're watching The Great. So I'm set back in the early
What's The
times.
Great?
It's actually pretty good. It's on Hulu. It's about Catherine the Great when she first marries her husband, and it's like really raunchy. It's kind of like Schitt's Creek style comedy, but it's set during that time in like I don't know, when they were around 1500s or whatever.
But it's a comedy?
It's a comedy. It's pretty good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's what we've been watching. I've not watched the Tiger doc. I apologize.
Did you watch it, Lucas?
I picked it up with my parents in the middle of the second episode, so we hadn't seen the first one. So we just saw like the dirty stuff. We didn't see his upbringing at all, but that's all we needed to see. Because like my mom, she refused to watch it, and I had on for 5 minutes, and she was in. Yeah,
I mean, first of all, it's not nearly as good as the Jordan one. In my mind, several reasons. It doesn't even, you can't compare, because the Jordan one, Jordan was part of it. He sanctioned it. He wanted to, there were parts of it I'm sure he wished he, were not really in it, but he got his hand in it, and a lot of it was controlled by him, and probably the reason why you don't know the full story of Michael Jordan. But that being said, I'm a sucker for these like introspective looks into our great, people of, whatever, but mostly athletes, because that's what we love to do. So for me, I'm like, oh, Tiger doc, 100%. Like, I'm in. And when I watched the first one, it's interesting. It's cool to see the more personable side, the younger side, the playful side of Tiger Woods. It was nice to see the dad and him, the interaction, the old video and stuff. But I started feeling a little weird because, the old family friend who was interviewed, I can't remember the guy's name, the first girlfriend who was, had all the video footage. although their stories were interesting, I just kind of felt like I was like, I almost feel like you're only getting almost one side of this thing. You don't get both sides. You don't have, like, they were trying to paint a picture of like, this is the Tiger we know. This is who he was. And what was shown to you was not the, they don't know who he was. They only have one side of who he was that day, And the reason there's legitimacy that was added to is because they had video of him. It's like, we all have hundreds of hours of video of each other. And it's like, if I wanted to do a documentary on Lucas and paint him in a certain I could probably have enough video to do that without having his permission, which I might get into, which is the reason that Emma's not here. We're having contractual problems with her right now. We're trying to get her to sell some body parts and she won't do it. But that's not the point. The point is, although it was fun to see him as a young kid, as a competitor, the relationship with his dad, I wasn't buying lock, stock, and barrel. Like, this is who he was, and this is the kind of person. And so when this happened, we knew that he was like, because like, you don't know, you didn't know who he was. You just have your relationship with him. And so, I loved seeing him work as a kid. I love seeing the old Bob Hope shit. I didn't even know that. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize he was that sort of that much of a savant, on a big level. And yeah, I mean, reliving all his great tournaments and stuff, that was all stuff just like, this was like the heyday of my sports fanatic, like I almost can remember exactly where I was when all those events happened. But then when you get to the downfall stuff, it's like, yeah, it was salacious. It's interesting to see, but did I learn anything from that? Like the second one that I didn't really know about? Not really. I mean, not so much. Like, the cover up was sort of like, oh, and like Elin was trying to help him get out of the car, and that's why she smashed. There was sort of a PR, move and play to kind of keep it on the down low, but everything you heard about, I kind of knew, like, he broke his body down because he was trying to live up to his dad by being, this fake Navy SEAL. They beat the fuck out of him. It was all in books and stuff you've read. So to me, it wasn't something, I didn't really learn much more about Tiger than I had already known, but it was interesting to see various stories from people who knew him and, hear what their thoughts on what, yeah. By the way, he had another surgery. I don't know if you guys saw or heard last night or yesterday.
He's not going to be. How many tournaments is he going to miss?
Probably a while. I mean, he had the same surgery that I had, the microdiscectomy. But I mean, this is his third one. He had a fusion in 2017, and you would have thought that would have probably fucking taken care of it. But another micro, like it's that's tough. It's going to be tough. I don't expect to see him maybe throughout the whole year. I would say, maybe now I would say before July at the earliest, not before July. And I'm trying to think of the schedule this year. I mean, there are some really cool events on the schedule. You got the Ryder Cup, you have the Olympics, I don't know if he's intending upon qualifying for any of those, but it's going to take some golf to do it. They're not going to just invite him on to any of those things. So, there's stuff to train for, but it's a tough one to come back from. But anyway, the doc, I thought, in my estimation, was interesting. But it wasn't in the realm of the Jordan documentary. What did you think of that second little piece, Lucas? Did you, was it just the salacious stuff, and did you take away anything else from it?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing that you just did. He's always been such a private guy, so yeah, you're only going to get this side of the story of the first girlfriend, or
Yeah. Did you see they used the Bill Burr bit? Did you see that?
Yeah, that was weird.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it must have been from an HBO special, but again, it almost.
No, it would have been Netflix. If you're talking
it
about
was
the gold digging horse, that was Netflix.
Yeah,
so they must have licensed it because he's done everything since probably the special before that one on Netflix.
Yeah, it's almost, I don't know if you saw that part, but even in that part, they framed it like everyone was coming down on her, and here is like a prime example. I mean, I get like what, but it felt like very, I mean, look, they couldn't get Elin, but of course they weren't going to shit on her because they couldn't get her, and they had some friends of hers or whatever, but you don't know if these people are close friends. And you could tell she was like, I don't want to be part of this fucking thing at all. And she probably never did to begin with, which they talk about was their connection. Neither one of them sort of wanted the notoriety that came with the fame, but yeah, interesting 2 hours. The first one, they were both, an hour and a half long. So worth watching, but not nearly as good as fucking as the Jordan one.
Yeah,
so
Jordan.
Yeah. But get Tracy to watch The Great. She's gonna love you. She'll love that series.
The Great. All right, I will.
There's murder in it.
Murder. Okay.
And there's a lot of sex.
Bam.
But while we're talking about tigers, did you see Joe Exotic's move yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I know he wanted a pardon, and they had like a limo and everything set up for him to go, but he didn't get a pardon. He didn't get it. That sucks. And Biden's not going to pardon him. So Joe Exotic's going to be in jail.
Fuck no.
I thought Biden should have come out
and be there a while
and said that his was the most attended inauguration of all time. I thought that would have been a pretty fucking gangster move if the first thing out of his mouth was that. But, he went with a more classy way to deal with the situation, I guess.
I mean, Steve, it might have been the most attended if you count the 30,000 National Guard.
That's true. I didn't think about that. And all the flags. Speaking of too many people, there are too many people on The Bachelor. They've realized that they have to axe. They start with too many. I know that they want to, keep the show for a certain. It's too many
people. They added people this year.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought they probably thought people were just going to get sick and die and just have to leave, but they were going to continue the show anyway. Mm-hmm. So they allotted in like 4 or 5 deaths because I don't know who is on. Like, I don't know. They keep splitting these girls up into 2 different fucking factions, and then they send them out with this guy. He looks like he's in the weeds. Honestly, I would love to take this show over and just revamp it a little bit. I would love to just, in the middle of Chris Harrison just talking, just go pop quiz. We're going to turn I'm going to point to everyone in this room. I want you to say her name on the count of 3. Ready? Here we go. Boom. Because I don't think, look, he may be better than I am. He may be doing flashcards at night, but I can't remember everyone's name. I don't remember, who they are, what they do. I don't know if he's got a person that producer that goes like, hey, all right, your next date's with so-and-so. She's a this, she's a that, she's that. Here's some bullet points. And like almost just a cliff notes on there, because he keeps continuing with his, I have these connections. But like, how could you possibly, it's been moments you've spent with this person. Barely even glances at a party. They split him up. They send him into the woods, and whatever it is. It's like this week they finally got to homegirl that passed out, who is just an attention. This girl, thank God she's gone. Thank God.
That was Sarah, I believe.
Yeah, who had her?
Lucas had her.
Yeah, I'm glad she's gone. Even more now.
But
even
Victoria,
more.
It's crazy that Victoria is the worst person on planet Earth, and Sarah swooped in. And I thought all the girls were going to hate Victoria, but because of Sarah, it seemed like they rallied around her, and they're like, "Yeah, she's our queen now."
Look, you can't imagine. You can't, like, if you put Mary Lynn and Victoria together, like those were the last 2 people, right? Yeah. All right, whatever. Okay, aesthetically, if you just put them together, but like, I don't like either of these people, right? But I've got to keep one of them on a television show, right? Aesthetically, if you're the guy who's just trying to find a person you're going to go with the more attractive person. I don't even know if there's like Mary Lynn to me wasn't the hottest, but she was infinitely better looking than Victoria, right? Am I wrong about that? Am I even like, so the only reason you would keep this fucking lunatic around, and they're both lunatics. Neither one of them deserve to be in general population. They both deserve to have small, relegated jobs in a corner somewhere to be kept quiet and probably alone. That's their main. They should be doing
Queen down, Steve.
Again. You're referring to a person as a queen. This person is not a queen.
She's a queen.
Yeah.
She's your queen. She's my queen. Long live the queen.
And again,
and she's going to get her king.
I know. She's Donald Trump. We keep lifting this girl up and saying she's not crazy. Before you know it, this girl's going to be the fucking bachelorette, the bachelor or the bachelorette, or she's going to be marrying this fucking guy.
If she becomes the bachelorette, we have to watch that season.
Oh, if she's the bachelorette, I'll try to get on the show.
Season.
I'm getting Lucas on the show. Lucas, you're getting on the show if she's the bachelorette. We're going to get you on that show. Okay? Because if Queen Victoria is the bachelorette, then you're going to be King Lucas as far as I'm concerned. Would you do that to get the ratings
sure.
on the podcast up?
Yes. No, I would do anything to get on that show. I would, if I had to be a PA and like somehow sneak my way, I'll do whatever. It'd be too funny.
I would love to have you be a contestant on The Bachelor. I really think that would be the Bachelorette, but I would love it. I think you'd be the perfect fit. You're tall, you're handsome, you're smart, you're single. Why not? And then I think you'll just foray right in, if things don't work out with you and the Queen, straight into The Bachelor. And could you imagine? We'd have to cover The Bachelor season we'd have serious insider information. I think we'd clean up. We do fucking really well. I would love that. I think this is a great sort of purpose for 2021. Let's get Lucas on The Bachelor.
At the same time, Lucas would find his soulmate.
That's true. And they are soulmates. You could tell he's got deep connections with a couple different chicks. The one that left, I don't know what she thought was going to happen. And then who comes on there with the sick dad? It's like, that's the only time
same girl.
That's the only time I cried. I was like, I cried. I got a little emotional. I'm like, I miss my dad too. It's like they were sitting there talking together. I was like, yeah. But yeah, who's doing that? Who's leaving their sick dad to go fucking, date a stranger? What is happening here?
Did you ever watch that Steve Gleason doc?
No. Oh, wait, the one about the New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Well, he has ALS and her dad has ALS, and you watch that and you understand what it's like, for his family, what he's going through. It's like, why the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Go on next season. What are you doing there? Why are you even there? Especially if your whole angle is, I care about my family so much and family first. It's like, clearly not, if you're willing to throw away 4 months, probably the last 4 months of his life, to go on this show to try to suck this guy's dick.
Chicks are insane, dude. Chicks. And he was like, I'll come visit you every day to keep you around. And she was like, I'm thinking about it. It's like, oh my God. I hate myself for watching it. I don't like the way I feel. I go to the garage, I close the door. I feel shameful. Mm-hmm. But I laugh once in a while. There are moments where I just can't even believe this is a real thing that we're doing every single week, that we're watching this fucking thing. Because it's not real. It's not even real human interactions. No. To wait in line to go over and kiss a stranger and wrap your legs around them, like to literally wait in a line and go like, and then the next one goes over. It's insanity to me. But here we are watching it every fucking week, and I hope Lucas finds his fucking soulmate.
It's Queen Victoria. That's my soulmate.
Exactly.
I'm not going on the show if I'm not royalty.
Yeah. I didn't even watch. Did they show anything that's going to happen next week? It's just more tears and fucking
It's
drama.
A bunch of girls crying and saying like, I can't believe she did that. And that was the whole, it's literally, you could do a super cut every week and it's the same trailer.
Speaking of making girls cry, did you hear about the Mets GM? Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's that in itself is fucked up, but what's more fucked up is it came out that the Mets owner knew about this before he hired the guy. So
wait, Steve Cohen, the new guy?
He knew about it. Apparently, he had information and he knew about these texts that were sent in 2016 when he was with the Cubs, and he still hired him.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like I just found out about this.
No, that's what I've seen being reported. Maybe he didn't think it was as bad as 62 text messages, but apparently he knew about it and still hired the guy.
Yeah, 60. You got to think at some point, do I have the right number? Like, who's sending a dick pic to a stranger at that point? You're like, I could be
it wasn't his
texting the
dick.
wrong, like,
It wasn't his dick. He said it wasn't his dick. He Googled generic erect penis and took the stock image and then sent that.
what is that, a loophole? Is that like, I mean, like, honestly,
yeah,
I'm asking, like, is that
when you buy the frame at the Target and there's already a family in it? It's like that.
I know, but the only reason I ask is like, there's only certain, why wouldn't you send your own dick? Like, it's either you're ashamed of your own dick, or you like you're like, all right, I know if I send my own dick and this thing's go awry, I'm in fucking serious shit. So if I send a picture of a stock cock, then then we're good to go. Like if he sent a picture of Dick Cheney, that would have been funny.
Yeah.
But instead, he looked up cocks online. I mean, Googled cocks and then took
he's got a lot of issues, Steve. You read the story, he's definitely he's good at baseball. He's good at different
Well,
things,
I'd like to see the cock picture that he picked out, because I mean, this guy is a GM. He's supposed to be good at picking talent.
What would you rather see? The cock picture he picked out or Trump's letter?
Trump's letter. I got to see Trump's letter. You got to see it, right? I mean, you got to know what you have to want to know what his last thoughts to the guy taking the job that he's reluctantly doesn't want to give up. Like, what do you it's not imparting wisdom. It's not going to be like, it might be as simple as like, just so that you know, like the handle jiggles on the toilet seat in the bathroom up there, and go fuck yourself. Like, it might be that. And I hope it is. Like, whatever it is, I have to know. We have to know as Americans what that is. This is not classified. This is not like we've seen all the other letters. I got to know what's in this fucking letter. I got to know what he said on the way out the door. It has to be done. Yeah. Where was I before that?
The Mets.
The Mets are, they're going to be a good team, but they're going to be, I don't know what this guy was thinking. At some point you got to go like, I don't think this is working. Right. Look, we still keep doing this podcast every single week for the X amount of people that listen and watch, but we are getting some response. If it was just, we were just throwing shit out there, dick pics in the wind, we'd have to cut our losses and move on. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, I love how, like, this is the first time I was like, oh, he's probably got a wife or something. He doesn't even have a wife, but now I know why. Because he's a fucking weirdo. Like, he's got to have, and I say that in the nicest possible way. He might have some sort of social disorder or whatever, but this is not the way to go about solving it, I don't think. That being said, you're talking to a guy, I've never sent a dick pic out. I don't have the confidence. This guy's got more confidence than I do. I'm not Googling. First of all, I'm not taking a picture of my own dick. Okay. I'm proud of it, but I'm not going to take a picture of it. I don't need a fucking picture of it. And then I'm not Googling a stock cock photo to send to anyone. So it's like, what do you do? Like, why are you doing that? Have you guys ever taken a picture and send it to someone of your cock shots? Hello? Yeah, Lucas,
once.
You did
Once.
All right. So what? Okay, did it work out? Did it what was the result?
Yeah.
It did.
No, I'm not unsoliciting sending.
What was his name?
It was requested.
What was his name?
Requested is what you're saying.
Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria. Oh, so someone said, "Send me that sweet cock pic." That's what happened. It was coming in like.
Yeah, well, it starts with like an ass pic, and then it goes from there.
Wait, you got to take a picture of your ass?
Steve,
no.
Lucas, keep in mind, Steve is from another generation.
Right.
So
I just pictured me on all fours with trying to snap a picture of my ass and my taint and ball. I'm like, this is not nobody wants to see this.
They used to have to draw their cocks. They had to sketch them and then mail them to the potential lovers.
I'm from the days when we just used to pull it out and show it to people, but you can't do that anymore.
On the
most
bus.
embarrassing.
What are we going to do about this?
Embarrassing part. So I was asking a Comedy Store waitress, like, hey, what does this girl think? This was like 5-6 years
Yeah.
ago. Where do you think I stand with this girl? And she was looking through my text. I forgot that picture was in there. So one of the store waitresses saw it too. And yeah, that was.
But that, yeah,
worse,
that could, yeah. That could have been worse, but I mean, like, you didn't send it to her. You weren't like, and by the way, what do you think about this? Yeah.
No. She laughed it off. It was Binky, if you know who that is.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you're good with that. She's cool.
Yeah.
And that's a very strange thing to say, that we have no HR department at the Comedy Store, but we just kind of judge.
Not.
We judge our own, and we go,
Did you
"Yep."
ever have Jamar? Jamar used to go around. This was when I was like brand new there, doing the open mic still, and he used to go around with his cock on his phone to be like, "Hey, can you read this for me?" And it would just, "Oh, it's your cock." And he got our friend Nate, who is basically legally blind. He has to use like a magnifying glass to read anything. And this guy is just like with his magnifying glass on his phone, looking at it for probably 2 minutes before he realized, "Oh, you motherfucker, that's your cock."
Yeah. Dude,
there's no HR. There's no rules.
There's no picture. Dude,
we're not the Washington football team.
Tebow used to do the thing where he'd be like, "My fucking belly button hurts." He did it to me like 5 times, and you'd lift up his shirt, and the head of his cock would be sitting at the top of his underwear. Okay. I also know another comedian. I'm not going to say their name, but they use another comedian's cock as their stock cock photo to send out to people. Okay. So, I mean, look, it's a wild world out there.
You got cockfished.
It might be the same photo that the Mets GM sent. I mean, I imagine a lot of those same photos circulate.
I mean, who has?
What I mean?
Yeah, well, who's got like the Shutterfly or Wire Image? Fucking, what are these companies?
Yeah, Getty Images.
Getty Images. Like, who owns the cock photos?
You gotta pay the Associated Press to get the rights to it first.
I mean, this is
otherwise it's got the AP little sticker on it.
Conor McGregor is going to beat Dustin Poirier, I think, this week. I don't know if you guys are interested at all. The fight is Saturday. There's a couple good fights. I'm not that well versed in MMA, but I'm enjoying watching like they have like a 24/7 that what's his name, homeboy from Mandalorian, did a little narration too that I watched this weekend, so it looked good. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to be on the road, so hopefully I'll be able to watch the fight at some point or in someone's at the TV somewhere. But yeah, I think it's in Abu Dhabi, so I don't know what time it's going to be on. It's probably a strange time or something, so I got to look it up. But yeah, I think it's a good card and exciting to see fucking McGregor come back.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Brenton?
Yeah. I watched his doc. It was quite good.
Yeah, and also his training regimen. I saw this thing. It's like the way he's going about getting win now. It's very different than most guys are just doing, train. He's doing like, intervals where it's like train for 2 hours, go home, rest, eat, sleep, come back for 2 hours, almost on a cycle. So, and that's how I live my life, very regimented on a cycle. My body is my temple. And that's how you get fucking a physique like this. I'm sweating a little bit.
You're gonna win the senior tour.
I didn't play well this past. I played in a tournament on Friday, the men's club at Brookside. Didn't play very well, but then this past Tuesday I shot an 85, so that's pretty good. Better on the right track. But yeah, I'm fixing this. There's things happening with the swing. I'm getting better. I'm getting more in sync with my body, but it's a work in progress, guys. Much like Tiger Woods.
Hopefully, going through a table doesn't fuck all that up.
Look, I hope I do go through a table. I really do, guys. I truly do.
You're going through a table. You've already lost that bet. Like, you owe us a table.
By the way, I know, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do when I win this week? What are you going to do besides cry?
What do you want me to do?
Besides cry.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. I don't know what I want you to do. I'm going to feel really bad. Yeah.
I got some live bugs for Christmas I can eat on camera.
You have what?
Some bugs for Christmas that I can eat on camera.
Oh, Steve can give you advice on that.
Who gave you bugs for Christmas, Lucas?
He can give you some advice. He's eating ants.
Yeah, they sting. If they're alive, they'll bite your tongue back. They don't fuck around. They don't want to die. They don't want to die, especially in your mouth. Your mouth smells. It's gross. It's hot and warm, and they don't want to be bitten in half by your teeth. And so they bite back on whatever's around it. That's your fat tongue, and it's going to sting. And then like 4 hours later, you're going to be like eating something. You're like, why is my tongue still stinging? And then you're going to look up, oh, can ants, like have some sort of disease that makes your tongue rot out of your mouth? So, and the answer is no. But good luck eating. What kind of bugs you got?
They're cockroaches. They're chili powder seasoned. They're dead.
Oh, they're dead.
They're dead.
Oh, but you're meant to eat them.
Well, yeah, but they're not good. I mean, they're full cockroaches with like 6 or 8 legs, how many they have, and they're a good source of protein, I've heard.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I mean that's.
Can I say, like Lucas was on this raw garlic kick? I don't know if you still are, but he would sweat it out. Like I'd give him rides, and he'd sweat it out, and he sweats just standing up.
Oh yeah, I know.
Imagine him if he gets on this, like, oh, it's good protein, and just is eating cockroaches, chili coated cockroaches, and we have to work with him, like in that tiny studio space, just the stench.
Oh, that might be this. That might be your thing. Like how can we bottle up Lucas's sweat from eating the cockroaches and have to make Brenton drink it? Because that would be, oh God, that would be something. Like we have to get a 2-for-1 here. I mean, look,
I love Brenton too much.
Good protein, high in sodium.
Oh, you guys. I don't know. We'll think of something, Brenton. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to bother you. I don't want to make you sad. You're already going to be sad enough.
If it's as simple as I send you more wine, that's fine. But whatever you want me to do, I'll do. The only thing is I'm not going to have to do it.
You might have to wear a Mahomes jersey because you were wrong. And that's just to teach you a lesson. That's just to teach you a lesson. To try to take your fucking, don't even go with the game if your heart's in it. Just say, you know what? I'm not fucking with this game. My heart's too much involved. That's going to be your punishment.
Look, man, I laid out my mind as well. The Chiefs are a very good football team, but they are beatable, and they have not blown in. Last year, they were blowing teams out. This year, they have blown nobody out. I'm
not saying they can't get stung, dude. I'm not saying they can't. They've been playing with fire. A lot of games are within 10 points.
By the way, sidetrack. Why is Mahomes running? If you just gave the guy 10 years and $500 million, you put extra pads on the guy and he doesn't leave the pocket.
Because, Brenton, every defensive coordinator in the world tries to come up with a game plan. They rush 6 guys. He breaks the pocket and goes around and runs for 15 yards. They rush 4 guys. He sits back there. I
get that. But he's now been hurt pretty seriously.
I don't think he run.
In a row.
And I don't think they're trying to make him run. I don't think they're running RPOs specifically for him every play. But I think that he is who he is, and they realize that when they rush 6 guys, instead of he can just get out of the pocket and run. So it's like he's going to do that rather than just sit there and my foot hurts. I'm going to try to sit in the pocket and force something.
They got to figure out a way to stop doing that if he's going to survive 10 years and he's going to make them even half of that because they're on the line for at least half of that contract.
True that, but they only got to win 2 more games this year, and then there's a long off season. So, look, again, I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it. But we'll see what happens. The ball's shaped strangely. It's going to fucking bounce weird. You know how that goes.
One last thing I'm curious about. I want to get your thoughts. Where do you think Deshaun Watson's going to go?
Well, I don't think anyone's going to give 3 first-round draft picks. Or then again, I could be wrong.
They should.
They should, but I don't know.
If you have any ties to the Giants organization, tell them right now. We'll give you Daniel Jones, 3 first-round draft picks. You give us a quarterback who is almost as good as Mahomes, probably the second best quarterback in the league. We'll take him right now.
I know, but you're 3 first-round picks. I don't think you realize that is 3. That's a whole college career of players. You're not going to be a
franchise quarterback.
Yes,
better numbers than Mahomes.
I know.
With no coach and no one to throw to.
I understand that. I'm not saying the talent isn't there, but I'm saying you're putting a person, unbelievable talent. Let's say the Giants on the same. The Giants aren't going to be able to block that well for him, and now you've got no one to draft
the Texans
in the first
couldn't
round.
block for him. The Texans couldn't block for him, and look what he did. He was the third highest scoring.
I just
fantasy
don't know
quarterback
what
this year.
team
His
is set
stats
up
were
well enough to
crazy.
have
The
3
Bears.
first-round picks.
Yeah, the
Yep,
Bears,
maybe.
The Bears should.
Maybe.
What I've heard, which
Yes.
scares me, two things that I've heard which scare me very much: the Dolphins possibly trading Tua and doing like 2 first-round picks and a second-round
He
pick.
wants to go there.
He wants to go there. That would be a great fit, and that would instantly make the Dolphins the best team. And then I've also heard, this is less likely because of their cap situation, but it's what Belichick wanted last year. And now he gets this opportunity where this guy wants out, and probably because they're going to have to trade him, they're not going to get the total value. They're probably going to have to trade him for 2
Well,
first-rounders,
I
and a
don't.
second rounder,
Yes, I don't
maybe
think
a third-rounder.
Belichick is not giving up 3 first-round picks for anyone.
He will for Deshaun Watson.
I don't think he would. I think he would. I don't think he'd negotiate the best deal for his side out of all the other GMs, but I don't think he's giving up 3 first-round picks.
But the problem the Texans
the
are going to
Jets.
have is this guy is basically saying, I'm not playing for you. And so they don't have a guy who's just like, I'm ready to play football and win. They have a guy that's like, I'm not playing for you. So they're not going to get the first.
Well, nobody wants to
3
play in
first-round
Houston
picks.
right now. James Harden wanted to get the fuck out, and he got out.
And Springer's gone.
George Springer's on the Toronto Blue Jays now. So yeah, it's look, I think Deshaun Watson is as talented as everybody else. I'm thinking, 3 first round. That's what I said, like an entire college, 3.5 years where you cannot draft in the first round the best player you would want to draft. And that's a tough thing, dude, to rebuild.
But that's the risk you take when you have a guy where you know what you're getting.
But there are teams out. I do agree. I mean, the Bears, it would make a lot of fucking sense. A lot of fucking sense. My God. You put Deshaun Watson with that defense, if he could score 25 points a game, good goodness, man.
And the Colts, if the Colts make a play for him, they win the Super Bowl with their defense.
There are teams out there that would want to do it. Phillip Rivers, congratulations on a wonderful career. It's time to leave. Enjoy your 500 kids.
My fear is the Jets, because it just makes too much sense. They give him the second pick. The Texans take Justin Fields, start over. I don't want to see it happen as a Bills fan, but yeah, I think it'd make too much sense for New York.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like the AFC East, all 3 teams are front runners to get this guy, and it's going to fuck up the Bills dynasty.
I don't think it's going to fuck it up. You guys have a good thing going with, I don't know how long Diggs is locked down there, but he seems to really love to play with Allen. The two of them seem to get along real well. So you got something special there. I don't think you're going to have to worry, even if Deshaun Watson is in the conference or the division now. I don't think you have to worry that much, but we'll see. You're going to have to worry more this weekend. That's just my guess, but I don't know. That's the podcast for this week, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for listening and or watching. Please tell someone about it. Rate, subscribe, listen, give a comment, send an email, do something. Let us know you're listening. We appreciate it. And we'll be back next week. Emma will be back next week, hopefully. And yeah. All right. Be well, guys.
Go Bills.
Bills. They're going to win.
They're going to win.